Hey guys, it's Jen, and I'm back again with another recap. So this is books 36 through 40 that I read in 2017. The 36th book that I read this year was The Golem and the Jinni by Helene Wecker, and I gave this book 3.5 out of 5. It was very interesting. It is a historical it's a mixture of historical fiction and fantasy. It follows a Jinni as well as a golem. So a golem, if you're not aware, is like a clay creature that is given life. So there's that, and then a Jinni is essentially a genie. They're called jinnies in other cultures, and in this book they're called jinnies. So the golem is a woman who is created by the shaman to be a wife to some man who cannot find his own wife. The man ends up dying, and like golems are supposed to obey their masters, and they're supposed to be bound to this master. So because this man dies, she's not bound to anyone, and it just makes it can be very dangerous for them to not be bound to someone. When he dies, she is traveling on a ship across the ocean to America. The book takes place, it starts in 1899, and she's on her way to America. She lands in New York, and just is struggling because she needs to find, all these people, she can hear people's thoughts, and all these people want things, and she is like a creature who is made to help people with things that they want. So it's very difficult for her until she finds like an older man who recognizes what she is and doesn't want to destroy her, because apparently golems are supposed to be like evil creatures, or they can be very dangerous, especially if they're unbounded. So he kind of just helps her, and he's very conflicted in what he's supposed to do because he's a rabbi. But it was a very interesting book. The Jinni has been stuck in a oil lamp for like 1,000 years, and he is accidentally released, and it's just shows him coming to terms with having been trapped for 1,000 years and learning how to blend in with society. And of course the golem and the Jinni meet and become friends, and it's just a very it just tells their story. It is quite a slow book, which is why I did rate it at 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was very slow, and there was like some dry spots, but overall I did like it and I enjoyed it. If someone was prepared for like a slow book, I would definitely recommend it, but it's not something I will go out of my way to recommend, but I did enjoy it overall. The next book that I read was After You by Jojo Moyes. This is the sequel to Me Before You, which follows Louisa and how her life has been going after Will and everything that happened with Will. So she changes a lot in after the first book, and after what happens, she changes a lot, and she really struggles. And then there's just some things that happen. I don't want to go into a whole lot of details, because if you haven't read Me Before You, I don't want to spoil it. But I know a lot of people didn't enjoy After You, and they would have preferred the story to stop where it was. But I personally really enjoyed it and enjoyed finding out what happened next, because I don't know if I'm alone with this, or if there's just not very many people that enjoy this, but I'm the type of person who, when I finish reading a book, I always wish that there was more books so I could find out what happens to those characters next, because I always want to know what happens next, which is probably why I'm one of the few people who like The Cursed Child, because I know that even though it wasn't written by J.K. Rowling, it showed some of what happened next, some of the next that I always want. So I ended up giving After You a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. And I thought that the way things ended there was a lot better than the way things ended in Me Before You, because I just liked Louisa's ending there. The next book that I read was actually a nonfiction. It was my first nonfiction of the year. God. And that was Scrappy Little Nobody by Anna Kendrick. This is Anna Kendrick telling her story from when she was little and got into acting, and just, it was hilarious. She's very awkward, and just from reading this, all I could think is, like, I would probably be friends with her. She seems like the type of person that I would want to be friends with. I'm also like an awkward person, so she just seems like the type of person that I would want to be friends with, and she's adorably awkward, and I just really enjoyed this book. It made me laugh a lot, and I really enjoyed it. And my cat is over there playing with a plastic bag, because why not? I would definitely be recommending this one as a nonfiction. I gave it 4 out of 5. I don't normally read a whole lot of nonfiction, just because it's not something that interests me, but I've been trying to read a bit more, and I feel like this one, like, if you're somebody who likes Anna Kendrick, it's a good book to read, because, you know, you get to learn a little bit about her. And I didn't know that she was born in Maine. I live in New Brunswick, and Maine is the state that borders us, so I can really imagine, like, the area that she grew up in, because it's similar to where I grew up in. So that's really interesting to me. But it was funny. She's funny in this, and I would definitely recommend it. It was a good read. The next book that I read was one that I am somewhat shocked that I hadn't read before, and it's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by J.K. Rowling. This is just the little school, this is like the textbook that Harry and them have. A cute little read, a quick read. I was doing the Dewey's 24-hour readathon, so I wanted to read some little small books in between other books, just so that I would have, like, a little bit of a break. But I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5. I'm surprised I didn't read it sooner, because I've owned this book for a while. But yeah, I'll probably, like, read this again in the future. Yeah, it has, like, little drawings in there. I don't know if you can see that. There's a Kelpie, and it was really interesting to learn about all the little creatures and see, like, the little notes, because this is supposedly Harry's copy of Fantastic Beasts, and it has, like, all the little notes that he put in it and things like that. And it was just a really good little quick read, and I enjoyed it a lot. The 40th book that I read this year was The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This is a contemporary book that follows a girl and a guy. The girl is an illegal immigrant from Jamaica, and her family is being deported, and it just shows her trying to prevent that, because she's been in the States for a long time, and it's all she really knows. And then she meets this boy who is a Korean American, and it just goes from there. This book takes place over one day. It is a very quick read. I really enjoyed it a lot. I gave it 4.5 out of 5. It's a cute little contemporary, and it was sad and funny, and just a great read overall. I sat and read this in one sitting. So I will definitely be recommending this, and I mean, the cover on this book is so beautiful. I love the covers on Nicola Yoon's books. I think whoever is designing them is doing a wonderful job. But yeah, it was a cute book. It's got diverse characters. I know a lot of people like diversity. I mean, it doesn't matter to me personally. Just because it's a good book, I would read it anyways, whether or not diversity was in there. If you haven't read it, I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a contemporary. I've been in a really, like, this contemporary kick lately, so I've been reading a lot of contemporaries. I know it doesn't really show in, like, the last few books that I hauled, but I enjoyed this one a lot. I would definitely recommend this if you haven't read it yet. So those were books 36 through 40 that I read in 2017. Let me know down below if you've read any of them, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!